Hello, this is Denise from Forster Micro Farm, and today is the first day of Spin-off Magazine's Knit Along, and I've decided I'm going to go ahead and spin and knit a mitt on top of the other like 17 things I have to do. But why not? And I'm going to vlog about it. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to do this every day for the duration. That's a lot. And um, when I did the vlog for the spin together every day, that was really hard because I had to process the video every day. So I had to keep them short. And I have a really old desktop, so it takes a really long time for the videos to, get together. And so I don't think I want to do it every day, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm down here in the storage room trying to decide what it is I want to spend. And thinking, I wish I had put the app on the phone so I can show you, excuse me, the phone screen, because then it show you how I, packed all the fibers, and something that's going to make it a lot easier for me to figure out what I am going to spin. Okay, so anyway, I have a little video I did for the Angora bunny spinners, and I'll put that up about the barcodes, as you can see them, and how I pack my fibers and what I'm doing to this room down here. But at any rate, I'm using an app and taking pictures and cataloging everything. So basically, I would just open my app, if you could see the other side, and it would give me everything broken down into categories. I have it as roving, bats, raw wool, hand spun yarn, hand dyed yarn, and I think there's another category I had planned to add. I couldn't remember. But anyway, so in this case, to make things easier, especially since I'm already in the middle of two different projects and I'm not going to take the time to process any fibers, I'm going to look into my stash of roving. So now, with the barcodes, it tells me what's in uh, each individual bag that's packed together. But in the big bags like that, there's a sticker on the side, and it tells me that there is bats inside that bag and whether the bats are light or dark. Roving, and I sorted it into light or dark. And basically, that's about it. So I can have a peek at the bag, and it'll tell me, you know, what's inside of it. So I'm thinking I have two choices I really want to work on. There is some alpaca baby doll inside of it's a bat, and I thought I might do something with that. And there was another one. It was the CVM, but I'm thinking the CVM I want to save for an actual breed study. So maybe I'll save that one. Also, too, I have to consider that how much, of course, is inside of the bags. And I did put that when I listed it. So I know pretty much how many ounces. Now, this is for one mitt, and I've already picked up my pattern. It's a pattern I've done before. And I did that in alpaca. No. That one was in Angora and Fin. So I'm going to repeat that pattern for me because I sold that mitt. And it's only going to be about 200 yards. So I don't need much more than 2 or 3 ounces at the most, depending on how thick I spin it. And as you can see, I've plenty more than 2 or 3 ounces of most things. All right, so let me pull out one of the bags. I have to move my sewing table where I was packing up fibers and labeling them. And like I said, if you want to see how I decide how to pack things and make the labels, that's a totally different video. I'm not a neat freak, but I'm definitely all about order. And I don't know if that came from being a teacher or that was just kind of like part of the whole thing before I started teaching, and I just brought it into it. But you know what? I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that
I'm fairly forgetful and I lose things. And so my biggest way to cope with that is to put everything in an order to assure that I can find it. But I'm still missing that fire star from the move. I know I have it. So when I used to teach, I actually sat down with my library collection and I barcoded all of my books. Now, of course, you know that a lot of the books, of course, come with their own barcodes and ISBNs. But occasionally you got a book that didn't, or it didn't really fit into the system. So I had to make barcodes for some of the books. So I decided that I really wanted to be able to go downstairs to the room and find out what I have inside that room without opening bags. And to be able to do that, I have to find some way to inventory. So I could write down each individual thing I have on a list and number it all. And that's really cool too. But we have lots of modern day technology. So I figured that's the best thing to do. First thing I did is I had to open every bag. And I'm a little more, I'd say about 2/3 through. Open every bag, take a picture of what is in that bag, and label it. So I started with taking the pictures of things and then, saying what type of fiber it was and kind of rough amounts. I haven't weighed it all out yet. So I might go through a second pass and weigh it. Maybe, maybe not. It's almost just good enough for me to see the picture so I know what it is. And then I put them into categories. So all the dark roving is in one bag, white roving in another bag, bats in one bag, stuff for sale or whatever. It's all in the bag. Then here's what was really nice is I printed out barcodes. Okay, so I'll put the item on here and an indicator in the files what folder it's in. I'll know what bag it's in. And then I scan the barcode here and put this barcode right here into the bag with it. And then I have my master barcode sheet right here. And so I can just go downstairs without all those papers with my phone because, most of us are carrying our phones around all the time. I can grab a bag, scan that bag, know what that bag is about, and then know what's inside the bag by picture view. So I know you're just wondering, where did I get these barcodes? Okay, so the program I had as a teacher was ReaderWare, and I actually left my QCat in the move. Oh, what a sad thing. But of course, like I said, the phones have all this technology in it. And so I was trying to find a software where I could make my own barcodes. If you can just buy barcodes off of eBay. They're not terribly expensive. Um, so if it's easier for you, just buy them there and stick them on. And now that I think about it, I went out into the garage afterwards and realized I had all of those labels. And I hadn't really thought about it. So I could have put them on the Avery labels and print them out. But I forgot. So I just got these guys and I tagged them. And maybe I'll go back and tag the outside of the bags and put them on. At any rate, you can buy them. Just buy them in lots. Or you could do like me and you can make your own. So you have your own system. So after I tried a bunch of different online barcode generators, and I'm almost certain when I did these as a teacher, there was like a really quick online barcode generator. And I'm thinking I made it in Microsoft Word or whatnot. But after going through a bunch of different websites, it suddenly occurred to me that all I had to do was go to the Avery website, use their online template program, and make barcodes. It took me a little bit of fiddling to figure it out. But afterwards, it was pretty easy. And I print out the barcodes and they scan perfectly fine with my phone. So just go to the avery.com website and follow instructions for making barcodes. Just that simple. Get your friends to print them out. I think I might print some out for my friends on some barcode labels. But it's pretty simple. When you choose the label size, this is how I got the two sizes. When you choose Avery's template label sizes, this was the address labels, I believe, where there's 32 a sheet. And these one right here are the mailing labels where there's 10 to a sheet. And so I figured that this size would be easier to place in the bag. That way I can just hold the bag up and scan it. I wouldn't have to try to look for these little ones. Also, who wants to cut up 30 of these little guys? Since, like I said, I didn't realize I had the address labels. Nobody wants to cut up 30 of those. So much easier to cut up 10 of those and put those on there. And you make them as personal as you want to make them. I just put this right here for 4 square, and then the number. So I am on number 111. So I have 111 different fibers down there labeled. And I went up to 150, and I think that'll take me, for the most part, where I need to go for this particular set. As I begin to spin more yarns, of course, that'll change. And I don't have any tags for any of the finished goods that I have done, or any of the stitch markers. So I have to decide what I'm going to do about those, whether I'm going to include those in here, or whether I might change the indicator down here for the other items. So I'll know when I look at it, if it's a stitch marker, or if it's some type of paper craft or something like that. I might label it different down here to make the more highly identifiable by barcode. I haven't decided yet, but when I do, chances are there'll be a video about it.